show you my cock if you show me yours.
Yeah! My cock!
Shadow is my cock! Gotta get it back!
Now that I've got you by your cock. Looks like I'm on top tonight.
Chaos control!
Banish for you, Sonic. I'm a power bottom.
Alright.
Welcome. That's its own episode on voice acting. Like, and how clapped the Sonic voice acting is, because they've changed the actors so many times over.
Let's introduce the podcast now. Welcome to the Zea Tea Podcast.
Hello.
This will be the last one in a little while. This will be definitely the last one in this setting.
Yeah. We might keep the poster. Although you can't see the poster.
We probably won't. We may not see the poster in the next podcast.
Spare room, so we could have.
Don't talk about the road name. Okay. I'll bleep that out.
The house we will be living in, I think, has a spare room-ish thing.
Which I'm paying for on my own, remember? It's an extension of my bedroom.
There's like an extra room.
No, that's my room though. That's part of my room.
There's a room on the side of the house though, isn't there? Like on the top floor. There's a
that'll be the extension of my room. That's why my room is more expensive.
I'm not talking about a little bit. I'm talking about if you go down, if you leave your future room and go down, the stairs are on your right. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's a room there. It's like a drying room or something. Regardless, we'll have a new location and set.
We'll have a new set for the podcast, but for now, this is postponed after this episode. This will be the last one in a while.
Yeah. Although I do have an idea for the new set. Is that on my half, not on my part and your part,
weeby shit and metal shit.
Yeah, and then Otis's part. I don't know what Otis likes, but Otis is
like K-pop and whatever the hell he listens to. I don't know what he listens to. Don't ask me. He listens to.
But we could have. Yeah, it'll be more. It'll just be a different version of the show. It'll be the same show, but it'll be. Yeah. Same podcast, I mean, sorry.
So, when setting up for this podcast, Henry had to go take a shit. Yeah. And I timed how long it would take for Henry to do it. Usually, it takes him, I'd say 35 minutes is like the average.
Half of that is wiping.
And I timed it on this. Yeah. I timed it, genuinely. I timed it, and that's the verdict.
What's the number? Tell me.
It is 20 minutes and 18 seconds.
Oh, come on, to be fair. Okay, yeah, that's not bad, though.
It's definitely better than before.
It's been a lot worse. It's been twice that length at some point.
I love how we're actively reviewing your speed of
my poo review.
Shits.
My rapoo.
My rapoo. Okay. So, welcome to the Zea Tea Podcast. The elephant in the room is there is no elephant in the room. Otis isn't here.
Hey.
Actually, that's me.
Whoa. No fat shaming on the Zea Tea Podcast.
I'm joking. Even when Otis isn't here, we're bullying him.
But Otis has to...
Otis is home. So and we're recording this.
Hopefully, because I saw his Instagram. And he's okay.
We're recording this We're recording this the day before I go home and 2 days before you go home. Otis left yesterday. This is all happening because the coronavirus and basically uni's cancelled.
They told us to move out, but not really. They said take as much as you can. Which means I'll be taking all my clothes and all my books.
And I'll be taking my computer so that I can edit these podcasts.
Oh yeah, and my laptop and stuff as well. But I'm taking out the essentials. I'm not removing my posters or my calendar or anything like that. But
this is the last podcast for a while.
Yeah, but I assume
because we're all going home.
Yeah, but I assume there will be a period where we can move out, properly.
We'll come back and grab whatever we've left behind.
Yeah.
Hopefully in May or June or whenever they're like, okay, coronavirus is chill now. Come on.
One of my lecturers said don't expect anything until if you don't hear anything by mid-April, assume we're going to be staying there until May. So hopefully my exam is cancelled because I hate exams.
So Easter break was meant to start 2 weeks from now, and they threw this on us 5 days ago. That we have to move out, or we are required to move out. It is advised that we should move out.
Obviously, there are some students who can't because of financial things. Some we have to stay here internationally because there's now a travel ban. But
yeah, that's true. But this has sprung upon us in 5 days, so I've had to panic record a bunch of videos, a bunch of short films. I recorded a skit with Otis 2 days ago that included a makeshift crash mat. I think I already spoke about that on the podcast briefly in the last one.
We've just done a skit.
And we did a skit.
That will be up at some point.
And so
that's all over our social media.
The only teaser I'm going to show you guys is a selfie that we did.
Yeah.
And it's all you wearing metal and me wearing a coloured
It's on both of our socials and stuff as well. So if you actually watch this and follow us on social media, first of all, well fucking done. Secondly, in a couple of days or weeks, depending on your schedule, you'll realise why it's like that.
Yeah, why we've changed colour schemes and
so drastically
outfits, because I posted that selfie on my story, and I've got replies from.
I got nothing.
I've got one reply from our flatmate that dropped out, saying what did she say? She said, honestly, it took me a second to realise what was happening in this photo.
Yeah.
So it really dazed her. And then someone on my course also said, "Oh my god, I can't lie, it took me a few seconds."
Yeah.
And then a new one from Kira saying, "Stop that! What the fuck?" Genuinely, look. I'm just gonna say, I know, right? Crazy.
Take a selfie right now. Take a selfie right now. I like regular clothes.
Let's do it.
Do your metal thing.
No, I'll just put back to normal. Back to normal.
Yeah.
Now, kisses. And then, as you can see there. There you go. You're welcome, Kira.
But yeah.
You're welcome, Canada.
This is a very productive day for both of us, because I've actually managed to get a lot of stuff done today.
This is the last day that we can, because we also put the deposit down for our next house, which is where this podcast is heading in the next episode or two.
So hopefully, like, better sound quality, less people shouting outside.
I wouldn't say better sound quality. I'm not upgrading my equipment.
Fewer people outside shouting.
Oh yeah,
so there'll be less noise pollution.
Our flatmates will be a lot less disturbing.
And hopefully the space we'll be filming in will be bigger, so we can accommodate for us a bit better, so we don't have to cut between two cameras.
Yeah.
Ideally, we'd have all three of us on camera.
Easier to edit and all that.
Exactly. But this is the not end of an era. Oh yeah.
This is the end of an era. This technically is, because this might be the last podcast that we record in this room. The last one we record for the first year of our uni.
Yeah.
And this is like us. This podcast is like wrapping up the and it's fitting that this is the last one we record where it's just you and me, because this is how it started. This podcast.
Honestly, yeah. If you think back to the first podcast, if you
were so
long, I was much more reserved. This was in like what October? It's probably like late
October.
Yeah,
October.
Like early October. I'm a lot more reserved.
Yeah, early October, because we uploaded the first one on the 17th.
Yeah, I'm a lot more serious.
We were very, very topical back then, whereas now we're just kind of like...
We actually stuck to our topics instead of like going off on like wild cursed tangents.
Yeah.
But, end of an era, because like, I honestly remember the first time you asked me to record. Pardon me.
And that was for the short film with Kane, though, right?
Oh, no, the first time you asked me to record a podcast with you.
Oh, I thought you meant like the long night happened before the podcast, though, definitely.
But this is the first time you asked me to record the podcast. I remember that.
And you thought it was on audio originally. We didn't realise we'd be on camera.
So I had to make a lot of like concessions to me, because I'm very uncomfortable with how I look in general, but especially on camera and stuff. And I said this before, but like especially since the last time I said it, I've grown a lot more comfortable with seeing myself on camera, because I've accepted the fact that I can't look presentable all the time. You know, this podcast has helped me realise that...
Kira just said in reply, "Oh, thank goodness," to our photo that we took.
Thank goodness. Thank hell.
Yeah.
But it's strange. It's really kind of surreal to think about...
Oh, people are laughing. Okay, they're done.
It's kind of surreal.
I don't know if you picked that up on audio. But.
It's kind of surreal to think that this started off with us talking about like the nature of storytelling, and the last few episodes has been just like, we're pissed and it's cursed. Here's some fucking cursed shit for you for an hour, for like 50 minutes to an hour.
Yeah.
But
and we even recorded a bit with Otis like storming out and leaving, just because Otis had to catch a train 20 minutes later.
Yeah, and thankfully he's okay.
And it actually turned out well.
But, and thankfully, despite going on public transport, he seems all right at the minute. Yeah. So you know.
Fingers crossed. Otis sends his apologies for not being on this podcast.
But you know, we all have to. Like, I would have gone home yesterday if my lectures hadn't been like rearranged. So
all of my lectures this week have been cancelled.
Well, not even. Like they weren't cancelled until yesterday, and even then they've been switching it around. Like, oh, you can come in if you want, but at this point, at this point, my plans have been made to get picked up on Saturday morning. So
yeah, my plans were made to be picked up tomorrow afternoon.
It was gonna be Friday evening, but my dad was like,
day to get packing and stuff.
It was gonna be Friday evening, but Dad was like, I'm not fucking driving down that time. I'm like, fucking, you haven't got a job. You got plenty of time. But yeah, it's just strange to think about how we started and now where we are now.
Back to one camera.
Yeah, back to one camera, back to two people. That's a good thing. I mean, like,
it's a fitting end, because this is how it started. And it's the end of year one, and we're back to how it started.
To paraphrase Batman from Arkham Knight, the worst game in that trilogy. It's only a trilogy. Ignore Arkham Origins. Which is, you saw how it started, Jim. You get to see how it ends. You know, I think it is, like, it's full cycle now. This is the end of an era, but it's not the end of the podcast.
No, far from it. No, we're definitely going to make more and
we'll
more.
Be on hiatus for a bit, obviously, naturally, because of the circumstances. We will be back.
There is a chance that we'll be able to meet during the summer/Easter.
Yeah, hopefully
to record one or two.
Yeah,
but the podcast will be very. That's best case. If we manage to meet up during Easter or summer, the podcast will be there during the summer, but it will be stagnant and it'll be
it will be a lot less frequent than
Don't expect it to be every month like I've planned, because obviously it started. The first 6 episodes have been pretty consistent, 2 for each month, and then I did 1 in January. Then I did 2 in February because we pre-recorded 2 at the same time.
Your PC
and then the PC broke when I was fixed. But now we've had to pre-record like 3 in the same week, and then 4 in the same week if you include this one.
Yeah, exactly.
Just because we need to stockpile on the amount of videos, because this podcast is, like I say, it's going to be on hiatus, and we don't want to.
Best case scenario, which I like to hope, as much as I'm a miserable piece of shit, I like to be optimistic at times. Fingers crossed, in a month or 2, by the time I can come visit you.
Yeah. Set up the camera.
This will be a lot less intense and serious, so I could be able to visit, and we could do it as a podcast episode.
Yeah, because the coronavirus. I feel like we might be on, not house arrest, but we may be on like this sort of thing where we can't really leave unless it's like necessary.
It's not even legal. It's like it's a general, and not unspoken, but a general rule of like just avoiding non-essential things. Mm-hmm. And not to say this isn't. And this is technically non-essential, like the world. The world won't end, but we've both got to look after ourselves and be safe and everything. So we've really got to see how this goes. Yeah, this is not going away.
No, it's just
we will be back. We just just can't tell you when.
No, we can't tell you when because it's unpredictable. Because this Corona thing was unpredictable. But no.
Well, we heard reports of it back in November.
Because, like I say, we pre-recorded a review in space, which will come out. All of this stuff will be out by now, so we can talk about all of these.
Yeah, so we recorded a review in space. We've done a couple of skits,
which was for the Remembrance of the Daleks, which was a classic story. Which I was like, really enjoy it though, because it's bad special effects in comparison to what we're used to.
I actually liked it, so I had
spoiler
issues
alert
with
for a video that's been out for a week or so, but yeah.
I mean, I had issues with it as Zach didn't, but that's just because of me, with my perspectives and
I think it's because of nostalgia, because I see it through rose-tinted spectacles, because it's one of my first stories.
Yeah, but I mean, let's face it, if the review in space was just both of us agreeing on how much we liked
something... It'd be boring.
It'd be, exactly. So we do have some difference of opinions. I have some questions and some... Not concerns, but some
acting and
some issues with it.
Yeah,
Zach probably wouldn't, because he has a lot more reverence for classic Doctor Who than I do. I'm a new Who guy. We established that in the video, obviously, but that will be up.
It'll be up. It'll be up by now. It'll be up by now. By the time you're watching this podcast, all of these videos that we pre-recorded will be up. This will be the last thing that we upload in this room.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is sad to say that this will be the last thing that ever comes out that's in this. Because this room, even though it's like a symbol of my pain and suffering of this academic year, it is still a place. This is still my first room that I've lived on my own, sustaining myself, feeding myself, watching stuff on my own, editing stuff, coping with my course. So I feel like it's sad to see it go, but also I feel like the thing is that I will not miss this room looking at it now, but I know that in a month or two when I'm back at home, I feel like I miss. I miss opening my door and then just annoying you by knocking on your door and saying, "Henry, let's make a video."
Or the whole thing of, for me, especially for me, because I live in the middle of nowhere in the countryside.
Yeah.
My thing will be, I'll miss being able to go out my door, knock across, and hang out with one of my mates or one of my best mates. Or I'll miss being able to go out my door, go to a shop and get some shit and go back to my room.
Yeah.
I'll miss that especially. But there's no one. I'll look.
People keep knocking on our door. They have been for the last 2 weeks. Is there anybody there? No. People knock on our door every
Well, your door, not our door. We don't live together.
No, I know, but other people in our flat get. Other people in our flat get it as well, though. That's the thing, because they send on the group chat.
I often don't. No one talks to me. I just get passive aggressive notes into my door. But Anyway,
but yeah, people knock on our door for no reason. It's very weird.
I've never knocked on my door for anything. And
do you want to quickly? Okay, so on our flat group chat. I mean, there's no fucking point hiding this shit anymore. So someone on our group chat says, "I think someone for." Oh wait, hold on a bit. Okay, laugh my fucking ass off. Who's knocking on my door? And I say in reply, someone's been knocking on my door and then running away like some fucking child for the last 2 weeks now.
Yeah,
which is true. So,
I haven't had
it's been caught I think twice on camera now that it's happened.
I haven't had that.
But
I've had people knock on my door thinking it's somebody else's room. A certain someone is next to me.
Yeah.
All their friends come knocking on my door, and then I open it like, oh wait, you're not so and so. Yeah. I'm like, yeah, thanks for fucking ruining my night because I was trying to get to sleep, but cool.
Yeah.
How about ask them what room they're in? But
Yeah, no, honestly, this whole flat is so fucking cursed. Someone from our flat said posted a photo of their frying pan soaked in oil and other shit.
With oil that clearly had some butter or some fat in it.
And then it's question mark, and they said, if my shit isn't watched by 9 p.m, I'm taking food from other people's fridges.
Bear in mind, those two messages are about what? That was 9 a.m. and 4 p.m.
Yeah.
Those messages are about 5 or 6 hours apart.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, we cleaned our rancid ass fucking kitchen all on our own today.
Took us about
an hour?
Oh,
I'd say an hour. Well, maybe an hour to half hour.
I'd say about 45 minutes, 50.
Okay, that's fair.
You did the floors, I did the surfaces in the ovens, and the bins. I emptied the bins. We took the bins out, but I emptied the bins. I cleaned the bins.
Yeah, and I did the
tables. You basically did the floors area, and then
behind the corners and all the stinky ass.
If we come back before May, I guarantee it will be a shithole again. By the time we come back.
Oh yeah, 100%.
With pepperoni and pasta on the floor.
That's always what it is. It's mini pepperoni slices just left on the floor with like frosted flakes clogging up the drains and the sink and all that.
It's got to the point where I've moved to your sink. I used to use the left-hand sink. Now I use the right-hand sink because the left-hand sink is still clogged with bits of cracked eggshell. Despite that, anyway.
It's grim. It's grim. Our kitchen's grim. Always has been. Always will.
Well, not all flatmates because we'll be moving soon.
Scuffed.
But not always now, because we'll be moving into a house with only 2 other people and
people that we trust, and
people that we know and trust, and they'll be
fucking hygienic to much more of a degree than these lot will ever be.
Yeah, but it's been a wild. I don't want to say year because it's been cut short. Even first of all, an academic year isn't a full year.
It's 8 months an academic year, isn't it?
And even then, that's been cut short by about 2 or 3 months now.
Yeah, because what it says on my channel is that the first video that I posted, which was the day after I moved in, which was my show reel, it said that it was posted 5 months ago.
Yeah.
So rounding that up, that must have been 5.5 months in general. So that means that this academic year has been less than half a year. Which is crazy to think because it's been cut short by so much.
And it's mad.
It's a shame.
And it's mad because I've only got 4 more assignments due, and
so by the
half through April anyway.
Because we moved into accommodation on the 21st of September.
Yes.
So by the 21st of March, that'll make it 6 months that we've been here.
Exactly 6 months. Yeah, to the day. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But I'm moving out on the 20th, and you're moving out on the 21st. So literally, just 1 day under 6 months, which is crazy.
Bear in mind, I'm leaving that morning, at 10.
But it's mad though that we've been stolen of 2 months of living here, just because of this
coronavirus.
I
wouldn't say stolen. I'd say it's more of a blessing.
Oh yeah,
no. Frankly, if I lived here for any
longer,
this place is cursed. If I lived here any longer,
and not because of us.
I would buy a crossbow
with a least cut. Yeah.
I've said this so many times, but if I lived here any longer, I'd get a crossbow, get on the roof, and just
yeah, you made a joke about that a little while ago.
Pick off the survivors.
Jesus.
The only thing I'll miss about here is just general convenience, because the library is literally right outside your flat, so it's everything on campus. All the accommodation is on campus, more or less. Yeah. The main accommodation, I think there's 3 buildings on campus. Yeah. So it'll be harder to pull all-nighters for me. Yeah, because I like to do that. True. I work a lot better in the evening, but I'm more of a night owl. But times change. And so must I.
Yeah, I feel like the thing that I'll miss the most is just opening my door and then knocking on because you're right opposite me. But mind you, that won't really change.
You'll be.
You've literally like picked room 2, and I've picked room 1 in our new house that we've got for next year. You're next door to me, so I'm literally going to be like, I'm going to annoy Henry. I can do that still. I can go, Henry, let's make a video, and I can still do that.
Because it's not uni Wi-Fi, I will be using Pornhub a lot more. I mean, I'll be using I'll be using WikiHow and scholarly websites a lot more. So don't knock on my door. You're really playing with fire. I can't get on my door like that without knocking. I mean, I'm 17. I mean, I can be looking at anything. You know, you're really playing with fire when you come out.
Oh, gee, I'm sorry, Morty. I'm sorry, Morty.
Are we on the next commercial? Are we on the commercial break soon? Because I'm dying for a piss.
Yeah, in about 5 minutes. I need a piss too. We'll hold it. It's fine.
Okay.
We're drinking alcohol if you couldn't fucking guess.
Once we finish this podcast, we're going to get some more because I'm almost running out. And my buzz is starting to die a little bit because I'm actually a lot more lucid in this one than in the ones where I'm actually fully sober. But yeah, that's a strange pattern. There's like a month and a bit when I wasn't drinking for not personal, but for reasons that I won't disclose on here because I'm gonna get that personal or private podcast.
I feel like that's
And oddly enough, I was more cursed then.
But it wasn't.
In all of February, I mean, if you start all of February, if you look at the podcasts that were filmed then, I'm a lot less cursed.
Yeah.
There are some that released in February where I am visibly drunk, and that's the whole point of the episode. But that was recorded
that was
recorded at the start of the month. But there was a full month where I was like completely sober, completely dry, nothing, because of reasons I won't delve into. I was more cursed then.
Yeah.
I honestly can't tell you why. I just don't understand it. But hopefully in the next year I'll be a lot less cursed, and we say a bit more on topic because. In general, I've been a more academic work kind of mindset because second year is when, at least for English students, I don't know about you, but English students, the start of second year, that's when you start planning your dissertation.
Oh.
And that makes or breaks your degree. So I'll probably be a lot more no life in second year.
Shit.
Which means that the podcast might be a bit more infrequent. I doubt it severely. I'm very good at maintaining my work personal balance. But I'll be a lot more reserved, like a lot more reasonable, hopefully, in the second year. There'll still be cursed episodes every now and again because otherwise it wouldn't be interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really strange to think this will be the last episode we record in this
room,
in this format, in this space.
In this way,
it's very odd. But
this is all that we've known, really. At least in terms of us two being friends and all that. Because we met. Because literally, I remember the first day that I met you.
It was the first day.
Because
it was the first day.
It was the 21st or the 20th. It was on the Sunday.
I had my door open. Your door open. You're like, oh, hey, you're Henry. I was like, yeah.
Because I was walking back from the kitchen. I was trying to make conversation with the guy who was next to me before he got removed. Yeah.
That was what
reasons we weren't discussed. But yeah, apparently, yeah. Let me go back.
Because you messaged me a while ago before uni started.
Oh, it was it wasn't a Sunday, it was a Saturday. It was the 21st and it was a Saturday.
Yeah, but you had messaged me a lot sometime prior to
Actually, can I see if I can I'm going to see if I can scroll back.
Yeah, I'm going to
let me because we don't want to both
see
do
it as well from my perspective.
So
it was ages ago.
So we made a group chat for the flat because of the Facebook group of like applicants and whatever. We won't disclose the uni we were at because we're not fucking stupid. We don't want stalkers. But on this we had.
I wouldn't mind a stalker, to be honest. It'd be a really good ego boost.
Oh god. No. Yeah. I actually had a stalker once.
I had a fan account on Twitter.
Really?
I never told you that.
No.
I'll tell you a story one day.
Nice. Maybe later. No. Tune in on the podcast.
Honestly, we almost made merch. It was insane. We almost made t-shirts of my quotes.
Blimey.
They were less cursed because I was 17.
We should actually like make a t-shirt with quotes from the podcast that are cursed.
If we had enough viewers, I would say yeah, because we could actually make money off it. But you know.
But no, we know. But yeah, we made a group chat with me, you, and then one other person in our flat, and it was in fact the person who dropped out in November. I think it was that she dropped out, But yeah, we spoke to each other like long before September.
Yeah,
saying, so what are you studying? It was just random stuff.
Yeah, you messaged me oddly enough. It was in, like...
Well, I'm a lot more outgoing than you were from the start, though,
I was a lot more introverted. I still am introverted.
No, I think we're both introverted, but I feel like I'm more comfortable.
Eager. Yeah.
I'm more eager to make new friends.
Yeah, I don't know how to make friends. I just tend to, I tend to get adopted by people who want to make friends, and then I just stick with them until they get rid of me.
Alright, I'm in December right now.
I'm in November.
Oh, you're in November? You're going faster than me.
Yeah. Got a better phone, that's all. No big deal.
No big deal, yeah. Fuck you.
Now I'm in October. Should we just leave it to me then?
Yeah, we'll leave it to you. I want to read it though, because it'll be fun.
Yeah.
But no, we spoke to each other long before we moved in. But on the day that we did move in, while you scroll, I'll fill out the podcast. Basically, I was in the kitchen. I was trying to make conversation with someone who doesn't clean this flat now, as I now know. Is not sociable at all. Doesn't really, just avoids us to the nth degree, which is really rude, considering we clean up after them technically. Not anymore, because we've cleened for the last time in this flat today,
that's
which I'm very pleased about.
Apart from my own room.
But so basically after that I was like, oh okay. So I walked back to my flat. It was walked back to my room, and I was like, oh, this flat fucking sucks. No one is talking to me. And then I see room 1 open. And then I see you sat at your desk, like, I don't know what you're doing, like looking on your phone, opening a laptop.
Okay, yeah.
And then I'm knocking on your door. Your door's open, but I'm like knocking on the side of it, like, hello, I'm Zach. I'm being very polite and everything. And I'm like,
yeah.
And then you turn around, you get up out of your seat. It's like, oh right, I'm Henry. And it was the most awkward handshake in the fucking world.
Did we shake hands?
Yes, we did.
Oh, fuck.
Because I pulled out my left hand for some fucking reason.
I'm all right. I'm right-handed, but
I'm right-handed as well. That's the thing. Why did I pull out my left hand? Because you look like a left. I don't even know why I pulled out my left hand, but I was like, "Hi, I'm Zach." I think it's because I was knocking on your door with my right hand, and I was like, yeah. It was the most awkward thing ever. Right. And you were like, "Hi, I'm Henry." I'm like, "Hi, I'm Zach. Nice to meet you." And then I go, "I'm in room 10." Oh, nice. And I'm like, "I guess I'll maybe see you later. See you in the kitchen. We can like maybe do something as a flat." And that was back when we thought that we'd be a big happy family of a flat.
I ended up drinking that night as well a lot.
Yeah,
I was drinking all my beer in the one
same.
night. But
Same.
okay, I've got the. So on the 20th of April at 9:45, you said yo. Then on the 29th of April.
This is April?
Yeah.
Blimey.
Then on the 29th of April, the next day, I messaged you back at 8:15 going, hey, you say, you good? What are you planning to study
at name redacted.
I'm pretty good, yeah. Yourself? I'm going to study English. Yeah, not bad. And nice. I'm gonna study film and TV. Ah, nice. Sound interesting. Where are you coming from? Bleep. What about you? Ah, not so far from me. Bleep. Oh yeah, not too distant. When does your course start? I'm on the 22nd and starts on 30th. What about you? I think mine's on the 29th. Is this your first year of uni? Yeah, you. Yeah, same. Nervous? You say, yeah, kinda. I'm one of those students that are only just learning to cook at the minute, so yeah, what about you?
Was that me who said that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I don't feel so anxious at the minute, but I tend to become more nervous the closer something is. Ah, fair enough, honestly. And he said, hey, I saw you out in the group chat on the Facebook page, just making sure you're already added to it. I'm like, oh, never mind then.
Yeah, because you post on the Facebook page saying, is there a group chat for Flat K? And I go, yeah, you're in it.
Oh yeah, then at one point, and this is early September, I'm really like panicking at this point because like I'd only just started to like decrease my shifts at work, so I was actually starting to focus more on like getting back into uni and all that academia. Okay. Hey man, figured you know what certificates we need for enrollment.
Oh, was that you that's saying that?
Is it A-levels, GCSEs, or both? And you're like, I believe it would be just the latest qualification, i.e. A-levels of BTEC. Mate, that's what I thought. But if you post caught my eye, put the doubt back in my mind. Fairs that wouldn't hurt. Yeah, I suppose. Up to you. Yeah, cheers again. Then, okay, that's on the 2nd. Then on the 21st, I'm like,
God, that's
sorted.
So long ago, isn't it?
This is so tame compared to my normal conversations now.
Where you literally post like
sorted.
Like give me a clunge treat or whatever you say to me.
This is the first night I got locked out, so I said sorted. Thanks though. Sorry about that. No worries. You still got your room back. I was like, I was sober, which is the worst part. LMAO, can't wait to see you drunk then.
That was me talking, right?
Yeah,
oh my god.
I'm gonna die. You go lol, and then 2 days later you're like, hey, do you want to go to a pub crawl? I'm like, yeah.
I remember that pub crawl as well.
And then the rest is history, as I say. Yeah.
So that pub crawl. Wait, why did the camera turn off?
Oh fuck! It's a commercial break. Please, I need a piss. I need a piss.
Why did the camera turn off?
Are you
I don't know why the camera turned. I don't know where it turned off, guys, but yeah, we're gonna go on the commercial. No, sit back down, you cunt! I need to announce the commercial break. So we were talking about the group chat that we had, and we were talking online on Messenger.
Yeah.
But I don't know where the camera cut out. So,
commercial break, guys.
We're gonna go on the commercial break.
See you in a bit. Peace.
Oh my god.
Hey Zach, guess what?
What?
You're a cunt. I'm gonna bust a fat nut in your wife.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
If you don't care about insanity and want to know about what these bozos do in their free time, then subscribe and watch the Zea Tea Podcast. But if you ask me, I would do that. I'd spare yourselves of that torture. But I'm just going to make your own game by saying this.
And welcome back from that commercial break. Hope you enjoyed it. I think that's a new advert that we recorded. Do we want to talk about that? Because
is that the one we swapped clothes, or is that different?
Oh no, that's a skit.
Yeah,
we'll talk about that.
This one's our little end game of ads for this era of the podcast, where we reference
two
of the ads. Yeah,
we did 3 in total, 4 now, but yeah. So we did basically this podcast you just saw was, if you didn't fucking notice, if you don't have eyes, we basically parallel the first podcast where you run through and go, "Hey Zach, guess what?" And then I go, "What?" And then you go, "You're a cunt," and then you slap me like in the second pod.
So that's an homage to the first advert we ever did,
and the second one
which
where
was
you slapped me.
Google, in which you can see very young fetus me,
very young fetus me as well, with no vest or
me with no neck beard and short hair.
And me with short hair.
Very short hair, yeah. And like straight, it looked straight hair, you know.
Yeah. My hair was, you know,
and then
before it grew out and got curly again.
I think the third advert was the Jack Daniels one, or was that the second one?
The Jack Daniels was the second one. The third one was the one where we just shouted at the camera.
Oh, yeah. And then the second advert, the Jack Daniels advert, which is when I was growing my hair out.
And you slapped me across the...
No, you slapped me.
I don't know, but in this one you slapped me across the face to parallel
so that. That one was packed with a bunch of references to like Gimli from Lord of the Rings and like just Jack Daniels in general.
I can do that.
Because I'm pretty sure Zach's DNA at this point is like 1% at least Jack Daniels, just like pure
honestly.
Like wheat and barley or whatever the fuck they used to make whiskey.
Yeah,
but
I'm Gomberg right now.
But yeah, it's like a little. I think it's fitting to have that.
Yeah,
you know, it's a nice little. Like, it is like a little bit of an end game. Like this is the end of a part of something. It is an end
because it's the last time we'll be in here in this room.
But there's still more. There's still more to come. You know, we'll never run out of things to talk about or like cursed things to do.
Podcasts are fun to do because they're relatively easy to film, and you can talk about whatever you fancy doing. You can bring on whoever you want to talk about stuff.
Honestly, it's not much effort either. We just sit down and chat shit.
All we have to do is tolerate Otis. I mean, what?
The anti-Semite. Although we now know that Sonic is the anti-Semite when I'm voicing Sonic in my audio messages.
Oh god, yeah. If you tune into the last podcast where we find that.
That was Sonic, that was not me. Every joke made on here is edgy humour.
Yeah,
it's not serious.
We already did that disclaimer.
Yeah, but I'm just reiterating it.
Yeah, rehashing it. Anyway, do you want to talk about the... Well, since it's already uploaded, we can talk about whatever we want on this one. So, we did a short film called... I think it's going to be called Henry and Zach, but it might be called something else, Swapsies or whatever I want to call it. But it's basically where we swap roles. And it's meant to be... It's so low budget. It's probably like 2 minutes long at best. It was so fun to make.
It was very surreal to wear like Zach's regalia. So I would put my old like big brown boots on again.
Yeah.
My black jeans. I put on Zach's metal vest and an old checker shirt of mine.
And my braces as well.
And his braces. I turned off my glasses, which is impossible because I couldn't fucking see anything.
Yeah, and I had to wear your fucking glasses and I couldn't see anything.
Yeah.
And I wore my orange hoodie, which I haven't wore since...
Probably first week. Probably welcome week. Yeah.
Honestly.
But the first... Yeah, honestly, it's like my eyes... So the only thing cursed about me consistently is my eyesight. My eyesight is cursed. But But that was really strange to see, to be in your like gear and you to like dress like me, which is which I realise is very plain.
I know.
I tend to prioritise comfort. So
in comparison to me, you dress very plain, but it's not a bad thing.
I prioritise comfort, so I wear a lot of fleecy stuff and some very baggy clothes, just because I like to be comfortable.
Whereas I clearly like do style over comfort.
Yeah,
don't
but
I?
for the first couple of weeks of uni, I was going all out every single time I went to a lecture and stuff. Like, oh, people think I look cool. But now I honestly don't care rocking up in a pair of trackies and a hoodie, which is what I normally wear anyway.
I think the thing is with me is that often, I think in terms of like dressing like a metalhead, I feel like the thing is that I grow more and more confident in my love for metal, so I feel like the less I give a shit about how people judge me. So that's why in the streets, if people look at me, I just think they appreciate my battle vest. That's all I care about. And if people like, I don't give a shit if people don't like the fact that I'm a metalhead. I'm like, oh well, fuck you. I probably don't like that you're a K-pop fan, but do you see me complaining about it? No. It's just because I dress the part. That's the thing.
Yeah.
But I feel like the thing is that metalheads are. I think at some point we'll do a full podcast on the topic about metal music and metalheads and the sort of like about the society and how they view metalheads. Yeah. But I feel like just to sum it up really quickly, because we'll probably expand on this a lot more with some metalheads that we can bring on the podcast, maybe Joe and/or Kane. We can talk about it more. But society definitely looks down on metalheads, and I feel like, at least in my opinion, metalheads are now the new, like, smallest of minorities in society. At least the social sort of corner that is looked down upon the most. But I feel like because metalheads don't really complain, they're not really they're not really considered
in terms of like that.
Because
in terms of that kind of thing, in terms of music taste, yeah, I wouldn't say in terms of in general like race or.
Oh no! I definitely mean in terms of like
terms of
pop culture, yeah,
pop culture and like its status or standing. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, I would understand. Metalheads are definitely looked down upon the most.
K-pop is very popular now, even though their stands are horrible and they cancel everyone out of everything. But
thank you, music to my ears. Ha, funny.
Like it's annoying because
so fucking funny.
It's annoying because I like K-pop. It's just the fans that really irritate me because they'll cancel people for reading out a script.
Yeah.
Like recently, they tried to cancel the actor Timothy Chalamet because he read out a part of his script in which he says the N-word. Oh. And it's like, it's a script and he's an actor. He didn't write that. He might not believe that word's okay. He definitely doesn't believe that word's okay. Like, I don't think anyone reasonable believes that word is okay to use.
Yeah.
He was reading a script. It's his fucking job.
Yeah.
By that logic, you should fucking hate you should hate a lot of K-pop people because, like, a lot of K-pop, like, not to generalise, but, like, I have it on good authority people who've lived in Japan and lived in Korea, people I know, that say those cultures are very xenophobic and racist. And that's not me generalising. Those people people who lived there have told me, because I've had friends who have like done exchange things. Like, you will get told like racist shit in passing because that's just the way that culture works.
Yeah. Honestly.
So like, ironically, you're like fetishizing some of the most xenophobic cultures currently active. You know.
Yeah.
So K-pop stands annoy me. K-pop itself is fine. If you're just a person who likes K-pop, fucking go ahead. Do that shit. I'm
not going to judge anybody on their music taste, but I don't like how...
If you're going to cancel someone because they've read a line from a script because it's their job, and you like put that with a K-pop GIF, which is what they always fucking do for some reason. They always put it with a GIF of like someone from BTS. I'm like, what is this?
Yeah, what purpose does it serve?
I like to think in a very structuralist kind of way when it comes to like communication and linguistics, which is like, it's a science. This does not make sense. Why are you doing it like this? It doesn't compute for me.
No.
But that's my mini, not even rant, my mini.
No, I get it.
My honestly. Mini compilation of thoughts on K-pop stans and cancelling in a very, very, very truncated nutshell. But yeah, honestly.
Yeah, I feel like the thing is as well as that. Where like I feel like I definitely understand, and I do get compliments from people that you must have a lot of fucking confidence to go outside and dress the way you do, because I don't think I've seen one person on campus that has dressed as metal as I have.
Yeah.
Or like even in town, to be honest. Or maybe like 2 or 3.
But that's only if you can space.
But that's like people that are in their like 30s and are like established metalheads that probably are in like local bands and something. Whereas me, I'm just a supporter who wants to support my favourite music genre.
Yeah.
Which every metalhead should respect the fact that if you're wearing a vest in public just for casual, then clearly you're committed to the art, to the.
Yeah.
And I feel like I absolutely adore for the most part. There are obviously some gripes that I have with the metal like
community.
Community. That's the word. I don't like to be something like that. Because there are some like purists in the community that say like Avenged Sevenfold isn't real metal and all this, and
that's
very
every fandom.
There are always going to be people that try to ruin it for everyone else. But I feel like generally though, I feel like there is always. I feel like the fact of like every 10 people that go ugh, when they walk past me and see that I'm wearing metal, like when I see one person that just nods at me and like says like nice Sabaton or nice patch or nice Queen on the back, that cancels out 10 negative views just because of the fact that like you get gratification from people of your own kind, as it were, like because metalheads are. There's not really any other music genre like community that really stands by metal, except maybe like rock or like maybe punk, but that's like subjective. I don't know, maybe punk, maybe not, but rock definitely, hard rock and maybe rock. I guess like rock and metalheads, I think they have like a neutral like respect for each other.
Yeah.
And rock, and I do love a rock near just as much as metal, like Status Quo, AC/DC, Guns N' Roses. I love so many like rock bands. But I feel like in general, I feel like the fact that I get nods from people in the streets when they see like my patches of like Avenged Sevenfold, Sonata Arctica, Metallica, and they get nods from like gratification, like well done for wearing this out in public. Like that's very bold of you. It's worth it.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I feel like it's very fulfilling because I'm like I'm part of a community that respects one another. You know what I mean? And it feels very welcoming to an extent, as long as you're committed to like being like I'm a metalhead. I know. I know the name of every member in my band and the top 5 and all. I'm commit. I don't know. I just feel like.
That brings us on to a lot.
It's very welcoming. It feels very. It feels like home. Okay, you know what I mean? There's not many fandoms that feel that way.
Yeah, like a place where someone thinks about you is home. But I think that brings on to that brings on to a larger point of like wearing things belonging to your fandom.
Yeah.
Or owning things with a logo or something, because I will wear a lot of like anime shirts, and a lot of people like with very subtle references, like a logo from an anime character or something.
And automatically, someone will look at you and say, "Weeb."
Oh no!
Like when you suddenly see anime.
Stuff, I've got a T-shirt that's a picture of a tiger with a bow tie.
Oh, okay.
And if you looked at that, you'd be like, "Oh, cool, tiger shirt." But if you watch a certain anime, you'd be like, "Oh, I know where that's from." So I tend to go for stuff that's a bit more subtle anyway, because like, but when the stuff that. And like when someone recognises it for what it is, I'm like, "Oh, that's fucking awesome!"
Yeah,
it does. And it happened in Spoons actually the other day, because I've got a wallet with the logo for the Heart Pirates from One Piece, which I'll send Zach a picture of so you can put it in the podcast now.
I'll try if I remember to edit it in. If I don't, then fuck you, future Zach, for being lazy.
I've got a wallet with that logo on it, and we're in Spoons, and the guy saw it, and the waiter saw it. He was like, "Oh shit, One Piece!" I'm like, "Hell yeah, One Piece!" And he's like, "Oh man, I fucking love that shit." I'm like, "Yeah, me too, dude." And he went away, but like,
I think I was there for that as well.
Yeah, you were there. Yeah, it was last week.
That's one of the reasons why I do this, because
it was lit,
that's why I wear this vest, because it feels very. It was
nice to find someone like, oh shit, like someone else likes this stuff.
That's it. Yeah. Because you feel like you're not alone in this. Because you feel like, this another person likes my favorite band, or
Like I know I'm not alone.
That's the reason.
Because obviously there's like a world. Like One Piece is a good example. It's a bad example because it's like worldwide in terms of like anime. Everyone in the world who likes anime has heard or has seen One Piece. But like it's strange for me to find people in the UK who are familiar with One Piece, because it's like. Because of legal reasons and like licensing reasons, it's not that widely available here.
Oh, okay.
But so whenever I do find someone who's like recognizing One Piece and knows it well, like I do,
I should make it JD.
It's like, holy shit, yeah. Like I can connect with you about this. Like we could talk about this and whatever and all that stuff. So like I think it's very important. Like wearing things. Like I have like comic book t-shirts as well, like shirts with like the Joker on it, or shirts with like a Batgirl on it, or shirts with like Kamala Khan on it. And when people recognise that, it's kind of not gratifying, but kind of satisfying to know that like someone else is like you're not the only one who likes this shit. It's really cool to know that other people
are out there. That
it makes you feel less like isolated because our interests, I would say, are not very. I don't want to sound pretentious, but like our interests aren't in the mainstream. Like not everyone.
Oh no, neither of us.
Like no one in the. Like you could go onto the street and ask 100 people about, hey, do you like One Piece? They'd be like, what is that?
Like me before knowing you, I wouldn't know what that is.
Yeah, you'd be like, if you went up to me in the street like, hey, do you like Sabaton? I'd be like, who's that? Like, what is that? So to find someone who does like that, it's just a nice.
So fulfilling.
It's just like, oh wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, there's another. There is another.
Let's fucking hang out, please.
Yeah, Jesus, yeah.
You know,
no, genuinely. That's the thing. That's
also a part of.
That's why I think it's worth,
though, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh yeah, a matter of pride.
Like, I'm wearing it because I like it. I want people to know I like this thing because it's important to me. Like, I fucking love One Piece because it's fun. It's really well written. It's got a message that I think is very important about like follow your dream no matter what. Always never give up, that kind of stuff.
We don't endorse alcohol. Drink responsibility.
No,
responsibility.
Don't.
Drink responsibly.
With great power comes great drink responsibility. But like I like One Piece because of its art style. I love it because it's a fun story. It's interesting. It's very in depth and the world building.
Yeah.
But mainly because it has like a lot of messages in there that I think resonate.
Yeah.
Particularly now because there's the world government in One Piece.
Yeah.
And so to find someone who appreciates... So, like, when I wear something that has, like, One Piece regalia or One Piece logos on it or something...
Yeah.
I'm wearing because, like, I fucking like One Piece. I want people to know that
Go suck a dick if you don't.
I want people to know that I like this shit and this is, like...
You want to stand by it. You want to be a strong believer in it. You want people to know that you are a hardcore fan.
Hey! I like this shit.
That's the thing. That was me,
Deal with it, you know?
I mean, I still love Doctor Who now, but I still have 10 Doctor Who t-shirts at the minimum. Like back at my home, I have one with me now still in uni, which I've wore like a couple times for like a review in space.
In our review in space, you did.
Yeah. So that's the thing. I still support Doctor Who to my fullest because it's my favourite show, and it always will be. No matter how badly the showrunner runs it into the ground, I'll still enjoy what it stands for.
We've gone through that drunken rant on our last episode about your cursed messages to me. What was on before that? On a previous episode...
No, it was the previous. It was this one.
We've gone through an episode before on Zach's, like, semi... Well, not really...
I was upset about Doctor Who.
It was just you being drunk and be like, Chip, don't fucking...
No, generally, I apparently the Chibnall stuff, the Timeless Child stuff, really got to me.
You really got to you in like a way you didn't want to realise, and then when you got drunk, you were like,
I'm like, oh wait, I'm so fucking upset.
Yeah, I'm so fucking upset.
I got milk on my face, I don't even care.
I've been playing fucking Call of
Duty for fucking 17 hours straight.
That takes me back to fucking the start of first year. That was like the first.
Well, this is still first year, but yeah.
No, I mean at the start of the first 2 months, I sent you that video.
Yeah, that was like our first inside joke. Yeah,
honestly.
Generally, but no, yeah, like I was saying, like in terms of metal, Doctor Who, though, there are so many band shirts that I have with me right now, and so many that I have still at home with me, like Motorhead. I think I have a spare Metallica one at home as well. Like Slipknot and whatever else. I have so many band shirts for metal that I just love collecting because I just want to say, excuse me, I love this band, I love this genre of metal, of this music. I love this music, I love this band, and same with Doctor Who. I have like 5 or 6 Walking Dead shirts as well because Walking Dead's like my second favourite show. So it's like I love this show. You should too. If you don't, it's a sort of like when you wear like a branded shirt, it's like you're saying to the world, "Hey, I love this. Fucking deal with it if you don't like that." Because it's like this is me. If you don't like the fact that I like Doctor Who, or if you don't like the fact that I like metal, fucking piss off. Then if you don't like that I like this, then you don't like me.
Yeah, going back.
Because this vest, this metalness of me is a part of me. If you don't like that, then you don't really like me to the fullest. Yeah, you should. That's the thing.
It's a similar thing with It's a similar thing with comics as well. You can have like every single shop in the UK, every clothing line sells something Marvel or DC related. That's a given. Like, you can go into a Primark or whatever and find a T-shirt with Spider-Man or like a Marvel thing on it. But for me, the thing that comes for me specifically, like having read comics since I was about 5 years old, so about 15 years now, I've been reading comics essentially my entire life.
Yeah, I've read comics for a long time as well.
Yeah, but
not to the extent of you, obviously.
But for me, the pride in that comes from wearing a shirt that's not the character. So I wouldn't wear a shirt that has a picture of Superman on it. I would wear a shirt that is blue with the Superman logo on it. Because then it's kind of like more like an identity thing.
Yeah. Honestly.
It takes on a more like this, like, forget the character, this emblem, this is what I like. And especially with a character like Superman. Generally,
I have a shirt on right now with just the
logo. Yeah,
of my favourite band of all time.
So with the logo, you have a lot more power with that, because instead of just wearing like
if you don't know this logo, then you don't understand what I'm wearing and what I stand for.
Yeah, actually, that might be a bad example in that case then, because the Superman crest is the second most recognisable symbol in the world.
Yeah, the S logo
behind the cross.
Which it's a symbol of hope. No,
it's not. It's his family crest, but okay. Okay, Zack Snyder, whatever. It's a symbol of hope as he snaps at someone's neck. But anyway, obviously Superman hasn't killed. He has killed, but it's not a thing I like to see with Superman. I think you do it wrong if you make him kill someone. But my thing with like the superhero like emblem itself being on there, with a certain superhero, every superhero has their own slightly different ideal. There's a different like philosophy or ideology, and so I think when you wear that, you're like, if I wear a T-shirt with a Daredevil logo on it, it's like, I agree with what Matt Murdock has to say about criminals, or what Matt Murdock has to say about rightness or morality.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
But if you put this to someone who wore a Punisher shirt, you would know straight away we had very different ideas about the world.
Yeah,
because if you wear a Punisher shirt, you're like, if you're a criminal, you're bad, you should be killed. Whereas I'm more like, how about you take them through the fair trial system or something like that. But with that as well, it feels like when you're wearing the insignia itself and nothing else,
that's what you stand for.
It feels like you're part of the community because it feels like you're ingrained to that.
And anybody else in that community, that's the thing. That's what I was saying earlier.
It's more like
someone else in that community will spot you from a crowd and be like, "You're wearing the Death Bat logo from Avenged Sevenfold."
Yeah,
I respect you. I'm going to nod at you as I walk past you.
In a sense of superheroes as well, it's more like if you're wearing a Daredevil shirt, it's like if you're wearing a shirt with just insignia, it's like, okay, you identify specifically with that person. You really feel like you're part of the Marvel universe with that, with that Spider-Man shirt or with that Captain Marvel shirt or what have you. So it really is a matter of not identity, but also how you position yourself within that community.
Yeah, honestly, yeah.
Because every community is divided. And so if you position yourself in a specific sector of that by wearing certain things or showing pride in a certain aspect of it, you instantly create an identity for yourself that is palpable and that is recognizable.
Honestly, if you're willing and daring enough to wear the insignia like out in public, then that proves that you are a true believer and supporter in that brand.
Yeah, I once wore
which is why you get so much respect if you're wearing a vest like this. Among metalheads, they'll be like, "Wow, he's very committed to the
even the thing I'm wearing now. This
metalheads.
Cardigan is a jersey jacket,
right?
Like it's a pretend varsity high school jacket for Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Oh, okay.
And you wouldn't know because it says just like Sunnydale High School on the back, if you see.
Oh shit! Okay.
So if you didn't know Buffy, you'd see it like, oh, cool, he's just like wearing that as part of his style. But if you know Buffy the Vampire Slayer, you're like, oh shit.
Not gonna lie, I didn't know a thing about that. So that.
But like, if you looked at this and you were like, oh, if you knew Buffy, and you were like, oh shit, this is like Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Sunny Hill, yeah.
Like I know a bit more about this guy, and if I like Buffy as well, like me as the observer,
you can connect.
Like,
you have something to talk about.
Oh
together.
Shit. I know that I'd probably like this guy because we like the same stuff. But
honestly, that's the thing.
But like, I don't know what I was saying now. It was something about what we were saying just previously.
Just about what we stand for and what we wear in terms of that.
Building on that.
Because like I've had so many people just nod at me and saying, "Oh, I love the Sabaton," and they don't even wear what I wear. That like they're not like
that. Yeah,
Brandon, who's like Kira's boyfriend. So it's like people like even Kira and Brandon. I just know so many people who are metalheads, but aren't as committed to the clothing and the sort of like the style. Yeah. So it's like the boots, the heavy boots, the ripped jeans. I don't know, the pendants that I would usually wear, but I don't have it on right now. Then like the braces and the vest and all this and the patches. That's committing to the style of what you wear for metal. And when you get caught out in public, I think there's a statistic that I saw somewhere on Loudwire, where it was only 10% of the metalheads in the world are brave enough to wear vests out or something like that. So it's only like 10 or 20%, something like that, is actually do go out and openly say I'm a metalhead to the public. Everyone else just kind of listens to it, but isn't like, I don't want to tell people that I listen to that stuff because I'm ashamed. I'm not ashamed
because that's with every community though. I think there's a certain level of distancing.
Yeah,
because if you read comics or watch anime, especially anime, you don't want to say I watch anime because people will be like, oh, you're a fucking creep,
weeb. Yeah,
you're a weeb, or you're a creep, or like you're a degenerate or something. But 60% of all animation produced in the world is anime. The majority of animation in the world is anime. Not to say that's a good thing, because like I watch seasonal anime, which means like every anime has seasons, so like winter, spring, autumn, summer, and all that kind of stuff. I watch a lot of seasonal stuff, and I can attest to the fact that a lot of stuff that comes out regularly is really fucking bad. But I think it's a bad rap. I'm not saying it's totally undeserved. There's a lot of problematic stuff in the industry, especially about sexualizing underage girls, which I don't. No. Honestly, I don't endorse it anyway.
Because apparently, anime really does over sexualize underage.
A lot of characters, yes. But there's a lot of media or a lot of stuff that is taken in a very like. Look at Lolita. That has been praised as the greatest novel of the 20th century.
That was adapted into a film, wasn't it? Lolita Battle something, right?
No, different. Lolita.
Oh, I thought you meant... Okay,
Alita,
I thought you meant...
No. If you look at
live action film of
by
the robot,
Vladimir, what's his name? That is a book. It's regarded as the greatest novel of the 20th century. Think about it.
Oh, okay.
20th century. A whole 100 years of literature. This book is the greatest one, apparently, by many critics. It's about a middle-aged man who is attracted to a 13-year-old girl.
Very odd, I will say.
I will admit there's a problem. There's a massive problem in the industry of anime, that there is an issue with sexualizing underage girls.
Yes.
And boys. I'm not going to ignore that.
No.
But that isn't to say that you should discount the entire medium entirely.
No.
Because let's think, the little exercise I use against someone if they say I don't like anime is like, okay, it's not anime, it's Japanese cartoons. It's a lot more uncomfortable for someone to say anyone can easily say I think all anime is bad. It'll be a lot harder for someone to say it if we start calling Japanese cartoons, because then the person would have to say I think all Japanese cartoons are bad.
Yeah.
I think all Japanese comics are bad. I think all Japanese TV shows are bad. But there's a lot of Western shit that is very problematic. There's Lolita, there's Humans, there's the show Humans.
Yeah.
Westworld.
There's a lot there that like
there's Westworld
misconstrue the
the thing with anime is that like obviously the thing with anime, it's like a diamond in the rough. You have to filter through a lot of shit to get to the good stuff.
Get to the good stuff. Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, when it comes to like niches, it's like it's in like a certain category, and it's like you have to dig deeper and deeper to find the exact thing you're after.
The thing with anime and comics is that you should find someone who has experienced a lot of it, and then ask them for their recommendations, because they will filter out all the bad shit and give you the stuff that is genuinely exemplary of the medium, like comics as well.
I'm gonna pause you there because we're gonna go on a commercial break.
Okay, yeah.
So because we're like at the hour point now, I think, or at least we will be soon. So we're gonna go on a commercial. We're a bit drunk. This is the most drunk we've actually been on a podcast. So we're.
Oh, it's 9. Okay, we've got 2 hours.
We'll
we'll go shopping now.
We're gonna go refresh ourselves, and we'll be back in in a minute for you. We're going to go on a commercial break. So we'll see you in a second.
One day,
I will come back in precisely
yes, I'll come
30
back.
seconds.
Until there should be no tears.
No. Until then, there should be no regrets, no tears, no anxieties. Just go forward in all your beliefs and prove to me that I am not mistaken in mine. Bye bye.
Well.
Henry, guess what?
What?
I just got the greatest app ever!
Wowza. What is it?
It's Google!
Far out. What does it do? Where can I get it? How much is it?
Shh! It's free, and it does everything.
Terms and conditions apply. Google is not responsible for any harm caused to any customers. Disclaimer: Google does not sponsor the Zea Tea Podcast.
Yeah, so...
Hello, and welcome back from that commercial break. From what was 1 minute for you was about 2 hours for us.
Yeah.
But
prior to that, we were talking about... I was talking about the representation of women in the anime industry.
Yes.
So now I'm talking about the representation of women in the comic book industry. Which is a very difficult thing to tread.
I would also like to point out that we've drank in a bit of alcohol between last break and this one.
We've been trying to sober up.
So, yeah, we're failing though, because as you can see, we are not talking.
The thing is, with representation of women in the comic book industry, there's a lot of excuses made mainly by male writers. There's a very famous 4 to 5 panel sequence of Power Girl explaining why she has a boob window on her costume, which I find offensive and disturbing to read. And I think that kind of feeds into this idea that there are certain stereotypes fed into an industry,
yes,
or fed into a
that
fandom,
is true,
and that to ignore them is to pretend they're not there.
Yes,
is equally bad.
That's true.
You should acknowledge that there are bad things there, and that from that you go forward. You know?
Anywho, yeah, I think, yeah, okay. Steering away from that, I feel like we should try to round off like this year as a whole, really. I mean, obviously we're talking about like what fandoms we belong in, but I feel like that's a good episode in of itself that we should talk about in the future.
Yeah.
So, because we have a lot of episodes to come, we have a lot of topics we have planned, like metal, like podcast. We have a general fandoms. We have like sequels and prequels, which we'll eventually do properly. Let's not talk about that.
Prequels and
remakes, which will
shit.
Yeah, that's failed like 3 times now. Don't talk about that. But no, that's like that topic's cursed. But no, just to broaden it out a bit, I feel like this academic year has been terrible. No, I mean it's been okay, but I mean it's been a learning curve, but not in the good way, because I've had to deal with a lot of people who don't pull their weight in the flat and on my course, who I feel like I'm carrying most of the team for. So it's like when I'm on my course, a lot of people just expect me to like get the ball rolling and say, right, so what we doing for this, what we doing for that.
Yeah.
And I felt like I've done that's been happening way before uni though, so I'm kind of used to it, but it doesn't make it any better really.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah.
And with the flat as well, because we've been cleaning the flat, like the kitchen, way more than any of our fucking flatmates have, with the exclusion of like Otis and maybe one other. We've been the only people that really have bothered to clean, just because we actually want our deposits back.
Yeah, I'd like to have that £300 back.
Yes. Which is probably not likely, because we're going to be away 3 days before they inspect our kitchen to determine whether we are owed our deposit back, which is a shame, because within those 3 days there may be people still here that aren't us that will be like, hey, I'm gonna drop a giant dollop of ketchup on the floor and not pick it up, or I'm gonna drop a pack of fucking salami slices and leave it next to the bin, and leave that for a lovely surprise for the inspectors to come and be like, oh, this flat doesn't deserve their deposit back.
Yeah.
Great. Thanks, guys. But no.
Yeah, that kind of sucks.
It does suck. But there's nothing really we can do about it. We've done all we can. We've cleaned today. We've done our bit. We've given it our all. So at the end of the day, if we don't get our deposit back, at least we can say we tried. We did our bit. We did the best we could, and Just sucks though because but no, this whole year has been a learning curve because we've been learning to sustain ourselves, really, feed ourselves, wake ourselves up with alarms and
I was
go to
fine
classes
prior,
and
but
I used to either wake up way too early or way too late. I still have that issue, but I've learned to deal with that myself, deal with that weird sleeping issue that I have myself, where I either wake up way too early for a class or way too late, and I'm like, oh shit, what do?
I normally wake up way too early. I just stay awake until that class is very.
That's usually what it is.
Until the very second class is over, in which case I will go home when I will sleep.
Yeah.
And that will mess up my sleep pattern even more. But that's what I do. It's worked so well for the first year. I can't see it not working for 2 years. So,
No. I mean, the thing is that it can't really get much worse than this year, which is my sort of thought process, is that we've had the brunt of it in terms of the living arrangements with people and dealing with people who don't clean. I won't get into detail and be petty about it, but
I wouldn't be able to get into detail because I don't know half their names.
No, I mean I know all their names, but that's because I made the group chat and no one talks on it, and everybody is like, I won't clean after myself because I don't want to. It's like, well, who else is going to? Us, apparently, because we actually want our deposits back, but that's besides the point. I don't know. It's a difficult one, isn't it? But like I say, next year it'll be a lot easier. Anyway, is up from here. That's all. That's my thought process. It can only get better from here.
Yeah, that's true.
That's my That's really the only reason why I haven't dropped out yet. Because it's like, well, as bad as this year is, next year will surely be better because the main antagonising issue is the fact that we have to live with people who are just so unagreeable and so uncooperative and
it's supposed to be the right word for it. Uncooperative. There's a general sense of disconnect.
Honestly, they don't bother to talk to us. They don't even bother to talk to us unless we open up the conversation, and even then it's mostly about we only bother opening up the conversation with them if it's like, look, can someone else clean this time, please? And they're like, no, we don't want to.
I just cleaned this mess. Can we keep it clean for 5 minutes? Fucking Mr. Incredible shit.
So dumb.
Yeah, but
it's so dumb.
At that point, it's not anything we have to worry about.
No, not anymore. Right. We've cleaned it for the last time
after
today.
This point,
I'm glad to say that this is the last time we'll clean up after these assholes. But Res Life have been fucking rubbish. I just want to quickly say because yesterday. No, it was like earlier today. I had a rant. I messaged my mum with a rant about how shitty Res Life is. I'll just quote myself here because I said it very, very well here. Okay. I basically said, she said, oh, you're cross then, aren't you? And then I say, just because of all the times that I've been here, Res Life have failed to help me out with anything that I've come to them about in terms of issues, including my toilet, which still runs water during the middle of the night, waking me up. My scuffed ass flatmates, which is actually what I say to my mum. The shitty ass kitchen. Then the drug use in our flat, which we won't get into. Then took them 2 effing months, which is what I say to her, to be bothered to come up and fix my door issue.
Yeah.
And that was the least of my problems. That was just an inconvenience.
Exactly.
Yeah. And my messy ass kitchen that we have. So it's just a big joke, to be honest. And I will be leaving an honest review after we move out. It is safe to say I'll be leaving a purely honest review, and they will not be treated kindly in that regard. Of how was Res Life? Well, now that you mention it. But yeah, so at the end of the day, this year, I'm glad that this year happened because it's wizened me up from a lot of the bullshit that can be thrown at you. But it's like
it's formative,
but it wasn't kind. This year wasn't kind.
Wasn't kind,
no. But I'm glad that.
I think if it were kind,
I feel like looking in retrospect,
if it were less harsh. Because I think we need that kind of harshness.
You need the brass kind of. I mean, the thing is though, it's just a shame because you get all these other people that say, "Oh, my first year hall's flatmates, we all get on like a house on fire. We're all one big happy family," and it's like, meanwhile us, we only really chat to on a regular basis with Otis. I mean, maybe one or two people other than Otis at the start of the year, but then Otis joined us in December. So it's like, it's very, ugh. And then obviously one of the people he's very friendly with in the start of the year dropped out, and it's like, it's very, very, we got robbed of the really fun rose tinted spectacles-esque experience of the first year that everybody's been selling us.
Honestly,
Which is a shame. We got fucking backhanded with that shit.
Kind of,
Yeah, which is a shame. I feel very, very upset about that. But we could obviously make up with that in the second year, with since we're going to be living with people we agree with and we get on with a lot more, because we get to choose the people we live with in second year.
Honestly,
because we're moving in with people, so we can live it up, bro. No, but no. In all seriousness, no. I feel like we should genuinely make the most of the second year, considering the first year was a bit of a letdown in terms of expectations.
We should make second year fucking
lit, bruh. I knew you were gonna say lit. Yeah.
It's come to the point where I use the word lit unironically at this point.
Same.
It used to be ironically, now I'm just like, fucking why not say lit? You know?
Yeah. I'm not sure what else we have to say, but
That's it,
this
really.
podcast has kinda gone to shit, but in a good way.
Yeah,
It's a
so
nice bittersweet
I'll
note
say-
to end this off.
Yeah. So thank you all, honestly, for watching this far.
Yeah,
Have
and
watched this far. So
and
amazing.
joining us on this journey of
Yeah.
the however many podcasts. I think this is episode 13.
Yeah, exactly.
So
So
honestly, 13!
honestly, thank you guys so much for watching,
Joining us on this journey.
you know,
There will be
subscribing,
more.
liking, anything.
Stay tuned. There will be more.
Any engagement is welcome. Thank you so much for sticking
Yeah.
with us this long. It really means a
Thanks for
lot.
putting up with us.
Yeah, it really does mean a lot. You know, if you haven't already, like, comment, subscribe, whatever, it does help us out.
Yeah.
It's just amazing to know that there are people out there who actually like to hear what we say.
Then thank you,
That's-
Jesus Christ.
that's
That is
honestly amazing.
humbling.
So thank you so
Yeah.
much for, putting up with this long. This is amazing on our part, but also
It's nice to be able to talk about our opinions
incredible
and
patience from you. Might I add,
because we're just talking out of our arse here, just making
and
fucking
you're just there like,
shitty
yeah,
ass
this is
content.
great. So honestly, massive thank you.
Big props to you.
Stick around, please. We won't be gone forever.
No, we'll just be on a mini hiatus. It doesn't.
Yeah.
It's unpredictable, but hopefully at some point we'll
I'll let you know at some point if we're coming
We'll be
back,
back.
before
We will be
September.
back. We will most likely.
Probably.
Hopefully, we'll be recording a podcast before September.
80%, yeah.
80% chance.
Definitely.
But I don't want to confirm anything in case we don't.
Exactly. Precisely,
But
yeah.
hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll be recording at least one or two extra podcasts between now
Honestly,
and September.
yeah. So
But until then, I guess we'll see you around.
there'll be no worries, no tears,
No anxieties. We can just go forward in all
no
the beliefs.
beliefs, and
Prove to you that we are not mistaken in ours. Goodbye. Goodbye, my dears.
Alonzi.
Alonzi. Wow. Yeah.
Honestly,
This was
thank
fun.
you so much. This has been really great.
This has been fun. This,
End of an era, but
and this will
always
be
more.
this will be the last one in this room. It's mad to think,
Weird, isn't
and it is a bit weird actually. Yeah, we'll see you guys in the next podcast, whenever that is.
Yeah. Whenever, wherever. We'll all be
Guten
together.
Tag, that's hello.
You'll be there.
Au
I'll be
revoir,
here.
that's French for goodbye.
Yeah.
Au revoir.
Whenever, wherever. We'll all be together.
Adios.
You'll be there, and I'll be here. And that's the deal, my dear. To quote Shakira.
Well said, my friend. Well said.
Adios.
Goodbye.
Kisses.
Kisses. Goodbye.
Sir.
Bye. Have a good time.
Goodbye, beautiful day.